Good morning, my dear students. Let us discuss about Corporate Legal Framework, Unit 2, Class 8. Today's concept is Sales and Goods Act 1930, Performance of Contract of Sale. Here, today's concept is performance of a contract of sale under Sales and Goods Act 1930. Coming to Sales and Goods Act 1930 under performance of a contract of sale. Here, what is the performance of a contract? It is duty of a seller and buyer that contract is performed. The duty of seller is to deliver the goods and that of the buyer to accept the goods and pay for them in accordance with the contract of sale. Here there is a contract between party A and party B and agreement is happened. The legality support is there for agreement. Now that agreement is converted into contract. Now what is the duties of party A and party B who are present in the contract is that party A want to deliver the goods towards to party B and party B duty is receive the delivered goods from the party A and they want to pay money for that goods. These are the duties of both party A and party B who are present in the contract of sale. So these are the duties of the contract of sale in the performance of the contract. Unless otherwise agreed, payment of price and delivery of the goods and concurrent conditions, that is they both are take place at the same time as in cash sale over a shop counter. Here unless otherwise they are agreed and payment of price and delivery of goods and concurrent conditions are happen, that is the both take place at the same time as in cash sale over a shop counter is also called as a performance of the contract. And delivery, according to section 33 to 39, delivery is the voluntary transfer of possession. Here delivery is the voluntary transfer of possession from one person to another. What here the meaning of possession is authority, power and guardian's responsibility. Here delivery is a voluntary transfer of the possession from one person to another. Delivery may be actual or constructive or symbolic. Delivery may be actual or constructive or symbolic. Actual or physical delivery takes place where the goods are handed over by the seller to the buyer or his agent authorized to take a possession of the goods. Here delivery may be actually constructive. Here delivery may be actually constructive. What is mean by constructive delivery means requesting transfer of delivery from actual transfer is impossible here. That's why they are requesting transfer of delivery by operation of law. Here delivery may be actually constructive or symbolic and actual or physical delivery takes place where the goods are handed over by the seller. Here actual or physical delivery takes place where the goods are handed over by one party to another party, that is nothing but from seller to buyer on his agent authorized to take a possession of the goods. That is called performance of the contract. Constructive delivery takes place when the person possession of the goods acknowledges that he holds the goods on behalf of and at the disposal of the buyer. Here what do you mean by constructive delivery means? Here constructive delivery is a actual delivery is impossible here. That's why they are requesting transfer of delivery through law of operation, that is called constructive delivery, and it takes place when the person is possession of the goods acknowledge that he holds the goods on behalf of and at the disposal of buyer An example for the constructive delivery is where the seller, after having the sold the goods, may hold them as a bailee for the buyer. And there is a constructive delivery here. Here there is a example. One seller is there, one buyer is there. Seller sell the goods to buyer, but the goods are after selling also within the seller only. Why? Because of here seller is a bailee for the buyer. Here seller is the bailee for the buyer. What is the meaning of bailee? Bailee means custody or repair or care or guardianship. Here bailee is the guardian or caretaker of those goods to buyer. That's why the goods are after selling also remained with the buyer seller only. And another thing also we want to identify, we have given the goods to that person, but the transfer of ownership is not at all done, but we have given the main person is for the caring or repairing purpose only. That is also coming under the constructive delivery contract only. And symbolic delivery is made by indicating or giving a symbol. Here symbolic delivery is made by indicating or giving a symbol. Here the goods themselves are not delivered, but the means of obtaining possession. Here goods are not at all delivered, but the means of obtaining possession. Obtaining possession means getting the power and authority of the goods before receiving delivery of the goods. Here example, by delivering the key of the warehouse. We are not having the warehouse in our hand, but we are getting the key to before receiving the warehouse. That is called symbolic delivery. And there are some rules regarding delivery process. The following rules apply regard delivery of the goods are: first one, delivery should have the effect of putting the buyer in possession. Here delivery should want to give an effort of putting the buyer in a position. Here there is a contract between A and B. A has delivered the goods to the B. Now B should want to receive the goods, then he will get some authority and power on the goods. That is called possession. And coming to the second point, the seller must be the seller must be deliver the goods according to the contract. Here A is a seller, B is a buyer. According to the promise in the contract, seller must deliver the goods according to the contract in time towards to party B. And third point, the seller is to deliver the goods when the buyer applies for delivery. It is the duty of buyer to claim the delivery. Here party A and party B is there. Party A sells the good to the party B, and party B want to ask the delivery from the A. For he want to tell the given a particular time. After the particular time he did not get the delivery, he want to ask the A, that is the claim the delivery towards the party A. Then he will respond. If delivery is happening in time, then there is not at all problem. These are the rules as to delivery of goods in contract. And where the goods at the time of sale are in the possession of a third person, where the goods at the time of sale are in the possession of the third person. Here the goods are sold at the time the goods are at the third person's house. There will be a delivery only when the person acknowledges to the buyer, then he holds the goods on his behalf of. Here the third person want to know the details of the buyer, then he holds the goods and delivery himself towards the buyer. And another point, the seller should tender delivery so that buyer can take the goods. It is no duty of seller to send or carry the goods to the buyer unless contract so provides. Here, before going to contract, before selling the goods, in the contract we want to mention that delivery duty should be by seller or delivery duties belongs to the buyer. If we did not mention the delivery in the contract, then buyer want to take a burden and responsibility of delivery of the goods. If it is mentioned, then seller want to give the delivery towards the buyer. So that's why we want to mention delivery of goods in the contract. It will help to buyer. But the goods must be delivered in a state at the time of delivery or tender of delivery. Here the goods should be delivered in a working hours only as mentioned in the contract. Then only it is a legalized thing. If by the contract the seller is bound to send the goods to the buyer but no time is fixed, then seller is bound to send them within a reasonable time. Here two parties are there, party A and party B. Party A is selling the goods to the party B. Party B also accepted. In that contract, delivery of the goods duty is done by party A only. But there is no time fixation in the contract. So there is no time limitation in the contract. But the seller's duty is to bound them and within a reasonable time. Within a reasonable time period only, the seller want to deliver the goods towards to the buyer. And next point, the place of delivery is usually stated in the contract. Where it is so stated, the goods must be delivered at the specified place during working hours on a working day only. Here, when the contract is done, we want to tell about the time of the delivery and place of the delivery. Without telling the place of the delivery, the contract will get the confusion. The seller will get the confusion. If you mention means according to the contract details only, the seller will provides delivery to a particular place for buyer within the working hours in working day only. Where no place is mentioned, the goods are to be delivered at in the contract. There is no place mentioned. Delivery of the goods means the goods are to be delivered at the place at which they happen be at time of the contract, at the time of the contract of the sale, and if not then in existence they are to be delivered at the place at which they are manufactured or produced. Before contracting going to contract, we want to mention the delivery place in that contract. If we did not mention, they want to deliver at the place where the contract happened. Otherwise they want to deliver the goods at manufacturing place only. They are to be delivered at the place at which they are manufactured or produced, and the seller has to bear the cost of delivery unless the contract otherwise provides, while the cost of the obtaining delivery is said to be of the buyer. The cost of putting the goods into delivery state must be borne by the seller. Here, when contract is going, there in the contract there are two parties, party A and party B. Party A is selling the goods to the party B, and they have said delivery should be done by the party A only. Now the delivery cost should be maintained by the burden by the party A only. Then the delivery cost should be paid by party only. If it is not mentioned, then buyer want to pay for money for the delivery of the goods. That's why we want to mention clearly about delivery cost in the contract. And if the goods are to be delivered at the place or other, then where they are the risk of deterioration. Deterioration means worst process in the transit will unless otherwise agreed be borne by the buyer. If the goods are to be delivered at the place other than where they are risk of deterioration means worst process. if we did not give any proper details about the delivery in the contract, then the seller will deliver the goods in a worst process. When a worst process, this is not at all a correct process regarding law. So we want to carefully mention the delivery details in the contract. Unless otherwise agreed, the buyer is not bound to accept delivery in installments. Otherwise agreed, the buyer is not bound to accept the delivery in installments. In some cases, buyer will not accept the delivery in the installments. So, installment delivery or complete delivery should be mentioned in the contract only. And acceptance of goods by the buyer or acceptance of goods by the buyer takes place when the buyer intimates to seller that he has accepted the goods. Or here party A and party B are in the contract. Party A is selling the goods, party B is buying the goods. Here party A is intimating to the seller, that he has accepted the goods. Here party A is telling that I am sending the goods towards you, delivering the goods towards you. After the receiving the goods, party B want to intimate to the seller, means buyer want to intimate the seller that he has accepted the goods or not, and retains the goods after the lapse of reasonable time without intimating to the seller, then he has rejected them. Here seller sent the goods but the time is completed. Now buyer will not accept the goods. Sometimes he accepted. It is regarding their interest, means, and retains the goods. Here buyer is receiving the goods in a proper time, and these goods are not interested by himself. He want to retain again to the goods to a seller. Then after the lapse of reasonable time without intimating to seller, then he rejects them. The goods which are delivered from A towards B. Does any act on the goods which is inconsistent with ownership of the seller, example pledges or resells. Here if the seller sends the buyer a large or smaller quantity of goods then ordered, the buyer may be reject the whole or accept the whole. Here party A and party B are there. Party A is sending the large amount of goods towards party B. If he is willing to accept, if he is willing to reject, that is interest of that party B. He did not order the more things, so he having two options: reject the whole or reject the excess products only. He can reject the whole products, he can reject the excess products only, and he can accept the whole or he can accept the only required materials goods, and accept the quantity be ordered and reject the rest. If the seller delivers with the goods ordered goods of wrong description, the buyer may accept the goods ordered and reject the rest or reject the whole. Here there is a contract between party A and party B. Party A is delivering the goods to the party B. Party B have ordered the only 100 goods, but party A is giving more than 100 goods. Now party B want to reject the whole or accept the whole or accept the quantity which he has applied previously, and rest of the he want to reject. Now he is having the three different options. According to his interest, he can take the decision, and the buyer may accept the goods ordered and reject the rest or reject the whole. Where the buyer rejects the goods, he is not bound to return the rejected goods to the seller. He is not at all bound to reject goods to the seller, because of he ordered only 100 goods but he is getting 150 goods. Remaining 50 goods are not bounded to reject goods to the seller. This cost should be burdened by seller only. It is not, should not be taken by from buyer according to law. It is sufficient if he intimates the seller that he refuses to accept them. In that case, the seller has to remove them. And coming to installment deliveries, where there is a contract for the sale of goods to be delivered by the stated installments, which are to be separately paid for, and either buyer or seller commits a breach of the contract. Here there is a contract between party A and party B. Party A is selling the goods to party B. Party B asked the 100 goods, and party A said that I cannot give the 100 goods at a time, by installmentally I can give. This is the first case. In the second case, party B is asking the party A to give the goods towards him by installment wise 50-50. And this is the second case. It is depends upon the terms of the contract. These installment delivery details should be mentioned in the contract. Where the breach is repudiation. Breach is repudiation. What is the meaning of repudiation? Means refuse to accept. Here they are refusing to accept that contract of whole contract or severally breach merely giving right to claim for damages. Here they are having right to claim for damages. And suits for breach of the contract. Breach of the contract means breaking the contract. Here party A and party B are participating contract, and they have decided, here one of the party decided to break the contract. Why? In which cases they have decided to break the contract means we are having different conditions. Where the property in the goods has passed to the buyer, the seller may sue him for the price. Here party A delivered the goods to the party B, but party B did not give in money. Due to the price reason, the seller is filing a case towards the buyer. That is breach of the contract, and seller may sue for the price. Here seller has given delivery towards the buyer, but buyer did not give him the price properly and price pending. Due to this reason also breach of the contract happens. And damages for non-acceptance. Here some damages are taken place for the non-acceptance. Due to damages of the goods also the contract was breached. And where the seller wrongly neglects or refuses to deliver the goods to the buyer. Here there is a contract between party A and party B. Party A selling the goods and party B buying the goods. Now the duty of party A is deliver the goods towards the party B, but party A is neglecting or refusing to deliver the goods to the buyer in time. Due to this reason also breach of the contract taken place, and party B can file a case on a party A. And breach of warranty. Here breaching of the warranty of the goods also we can file a case towards a party A, that is seller, from buyer. If the buyer has paid the price and the goods are not delivered, here buyer has paid the price towards the goods, but goods are not yet delivered, that the buyer has right to sue the seller for the recovery of amount paid or send the goods in time. Because of these reasons only we are having rights to breach of the contract or file a case against a party in the contract. Anticipatory breach. Here high rate of performance on due date in spite of his prior repudiation. Repudiation is refused to the accept. Here the goods is delivered before the time or after the time, both also not at all correct. So in time is important here. Due to that reason anticipatory breach will be taken place. His right to set up any defense for non-performance which might have actually arisen after date of prior reputation. Here his right to set up any defense for non-performance which might have actually risen after the date of the prior reputation. And coming to the measures of damages. Here measures of damages are the act does not specifically provide for rules and as regards the measures of damages except by stating that nothing in that act shall affect the right of the seller or buyer to recover interest or the special. Here some damages are happen in the contract delivering of the goods. Then buyer has having rights to claim damages towards from A, and here we are having some measures how to file a case towards for damages of goods. So we want to identify how much the goods was damaged. We want to calculate that percentage in this case. Buyer to recover interest or special damage in any case whereby law they are entitled to the same, and the inference is that the rule laid down in section 73 of Indian Contract Act will be applied. Thanking you my dear students. Please subscribe my YouTube channel.